Hey everyone. We're all taught that saving money is basically a superpower. But what if that greatest financial strength of yours could actually become a trap? Today, we're going to dig into the hidden danger of being too good with your money. So let me just start by asking a question that sounds, well, kind of ridiculous. Can you actually be too good at saving money? I mean, everything we hear about personal finance screams no, right? Save more, spend less, lock down your future. But what if that discipline, when you take it to an extreme, has a secret downside nobody ever talks about? To really get this, we have to start with the hero of every financial story, the praised saver. We need to understand this virtue of frugality that we're all taught to admire so much. And just think about it for a second. We all know these stories, right? We celebrate the person who packs their lunch every single day, who drives a 20-year-old car, who meticulously tracks every last penny to build this massive nest egg. This isn't just seen as being smart, it's held up as like the gold standard of financial discipline. But here's the thing. Behind that glowing image of success, a shadow can start to form. A much darker side to a lifetime of extreme saving. And this is where our whole understanding of money has to take a really critical turn. This leads us straight into what the source material for this calls the frugality trap, a hidden danger that almost no one is talking about. And there's this brilliant name for this phenomenon, frugality inertia. It's that feeling of being permanently stuck in save mode. You've spent your whole life building up this incredible saving muscle, but you've never ever trained the spending muscle. So even when you've basically won the game, financially speaking, the very idea of actually using the money is just completely terrifying. So why does this happen? Well, to get it, we have to look a little deeper into the psychology of this paralysis. This isn't really about spreadsheets anymore. It's about what's going on inside our own heads. It really all boils down to this. How does a good, totally virtuous habit like saving money somehow transform itself into a kind of mental prison? Let's break down exactly how that can happen. Okay, this right here illustrates the core conflict perfectly. Your financial life really has two completely different phases. First, you've got the savings phase. The goal is to save aggressively. The mindset is all about denying yourself pleasures. And the feeling you get from that is security. But then you're supposed to do a complete 180 and switch to the spending phase. The goal is now thoughtful spending. The mindset shifts to enjoying pleasures. But for someone trapped in this frugality inertia, that final box on the right, that's their reality. The feeling is psychologically terrifying. So how does someone even end up here? Well, the source lays out this clear three-step path. It starts with decades of denial. We're talking years and years of automatically just saying no to yourself. Over time, that habit becomes your actual identity. You're not just someone who saves, you are a saver. And that is the crucial point that leads to step 3. Because saving is now a core part of who you are, the act of spending feels like a direct threat to your identity. It doesn't feel like freedom at all. It feels like you're losing a piece of yourself. And this is the final, crucial transformation. Saving isn't a strategy anymore. It's not a tool to achieve a goal. Instead, that feeling of security you get from watching your account balance go up, that becomes the goal itself. It becomes an addiction, giving you this little hit of comfort that you're just not willing to give up. This brings us to the really powerful and, frankly, kind of tragic paradox that's right at the heart of this whole issue. We just have to remember the fundamental truth here. Money isn't the end goal. The entire reason we work and save is to use it as a tool to build a better, more fulfilling life. That could be anything: traveling, helping your family, pursuing a passion, or just enjoying some peace of mind without all the anxiety. It's about experiences, not just the numbers in an account. And this brings us to what is really the knockout punch from the source material. It says, if you are too paralyzed by fear to spend it, your wealth is entirely useless. Let that sink in. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million or 10 million. If that money never buys you a single memorable experience, if it never creates joy or eases a burden for someone you love, if it just sits there, what was the point of it all? So we'll leave you with one final question to think about. What is your money really for? The goal isn't just about how much you can pile up, but about knowing how and when to use that tool to actually build the life you've worked so incredibly hard for. It's about finding the balance between a secure future and a life well lived today. That's all for this one. Thanks for tuning in.